I've been tortured, intimidated, treated by a psychologist, Vo, and chief psychologist every week here in USP Leavenworth. And I've been tremendously tortured by the prison warden and many other staff. Chief psychologist threatened me once more to send my case to a psychiatric ward prison if it was a counterfeit case that didn't exist. And I even wrote it down in the complaint, filed it with the federal court, and got the case number, but the federal court ignored it and did nothing to do about it. Federal courts kidnap me, prison staff watch and torture me. So what kind of investigation would we do among these organized overnight crimes? These must be kidnapping, illegal incarceration groups with too much illegal organization and power. I was sold out by Asian prisoners here. I saw the indictment of several Asian prisoners, including China and Vietnam, before being sold out. But the last chapter of their indictment was also a forged indictment, the grand jury's signature. Tens of thousands of prisoners like me in prison will know my face on YouTube right now. There will be thousands more who will know my face because I have been tortured since September 30th, 2007, when I moved to and from many prisons for 18 years. Courts, prison staff, prisoners, and federal workers would not let me sit still for a minute and tortured me, while prisoners followed me around the clock doing odd things. If people who know my face watch this YouTube, they must check their case with the federal court. You must see the Federal Register. Pacer.com is not an official federal register, so you must go to the federal court to see the Register of Action. I was also once in a place where 8 people shared a room, where a gay and a prisoner proudly told me about what they had done, using the same blanket in their bunk beds. I thought the prison staff intended this scene on purpose, and I wrote it as it is and submitted it to the Justice Department and federal courts. The Ministry of Justice has not done any investigation, even though notices are posted throughout the prison telling people to report sexual harassment and sexual assault cases. It would not have been possible to investigate because they were all in common. I was transferred to Oregon FCI Sheridan through the Oklahoma Transfer Center after being subjected to all sorts of dirty and scandalous acts and dirty torture, blackmail, and molestation. The fact that the case itself does not exist, but is transferred to another prison, shows that kidnapping and illegal detention are openly carried out, and the Justice Department and federal courts are already operating under these illegal systems. When I arrived in Oregon Sheridan, I repeatedly demanded that they be released from illegal detention because it was an illegal transfer, but I was rejected again, and torture began here in much the same way as in previous prisons. I thought the United States was a democratic country that took the lead in protecting human rights, which valued human rights very much. For me, who has been educated and living in Korea since childhood, this may be a natural idea. However, the United States, which has experienced it firsthand, has realized that there is only a human right to speak out and that there is no human right to act and practice.